Greetings YouTube and welcome back to my channel. It is a beautiful morning here in eastern Switzerland. There are mountains and twisty roads with my name on them. Let's have it! Hearty breakfast ahead of a full day's riding. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I figure I'm going to be on the bike for maybe 10 hours and all of it's going to be spectacular, and you're invited. Well, that's me packed away. It was painless, as easy to get the tent down as it was to get up. I approve, even though it's a bit heavy and a bit large when packed down for motorcycle camping. I'm prepared to stuff it in that big waterproof sack on the back of my pillion seat and have the convenience. It was so convenient. Awesome. It is such a beautiful morning. I don't know if you could hear that one just before I started the bike up, but all the bells around the next to the cows jingling away, sun shining. I wouldn't call them mountains yet, but certainly foothills looking great. We're at 2,879 feet elevation. Perhaps that's why I feel ever so slightly breathless. I'm not very good with altitude, I have to admit. I've discovered this recently. But I have a whole day's riding ahead of me. I've put the next kind of key point on the Grand Tour into Google Maps just to make sure I'm going the right way, which I seem to be. I bet that's on time. Alright, let's get the day going. I love the way the train tracks and the road generally share the same space. It's like there's one way to go through this valley and you're sharing. Nobody has priority. They come together, run side by side, then diverge off again. There it is, nestling just over there. It's going to follow us round. There's a Grand Tour sign. That's always good to see. I'm just going to keep following those signs today. I'm sure I'll get lost like I did yesterday and have to Google Maps or just head for more major towns along the route to find my way back into it again. But today is all about the riding. I was in full-on tourist mode yesterday, checking out Rhine Falls, which were absolutely amazing. The power behind that water, wow. Check out last week's episode. It was yesterday for me. Willkommen in Urnasch. So obviously we're in the German speaking region of Switzerland at the moment. 4 different languages spoken in this country. This is the one that I'm most comfortable with, and I still don't really have a clue. I've already slipped into my usual modus operandi where I turn the camera off, round another bend and think, no, I've got to turn it back on again. That just looks too beautiful. I'm going to have hours and hours and hours of footage that I need to edit for each episode. That's good. Better to have stuff to cherry pick from. I'm suffering a bit with the old hay fever. My eyes are streaming and stinging. There is definitely an irony here. My favourite time of the year is summer, and yet I'm allergic to the summer. I feel most at home riding in the mountains, and I don't do very well with altitude. I'm a bit rubbish, really. Look at that view. Look at this road. I've got this all day long. In fact, I've got it all week long. How lucky am I? It's just perfect. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but it's just greens like you wouldn't believe. Everywhere is so lush. Obviously coming out of winter, it's been a lot of rain and snow, and the smell, oh my gosh, as fresh as you could want. So as I mentioned yesterday, the beauty of exploring the Grand Tour, this official route, is I'm riding roads I would otherwise never have been on. My usual modus operandi for Switzerland is race straight to the Central Alps, then playing all the passes. I usually base myself in Andermatt and use that as like party central for exploring all the mountain passes. But I've been missing out. It's absolutely stunning here, beautiful. And in all honesty, I'll probably divide opinion here. These roads are probably nicer than mountain pass roads, because you're not forever virtually stopping on a hairpin with cars coming the other way and a nasty camber to deal with, and feeling like you're going to drop the bike at any second. These are just sweeping twisties which you can enjoy. Having said that, it looks like I'm climbing. Yeah, there's a wiggly line on Google Maps. Oh, I'm so happy. So thus far, I thoroughly recommend it if you're in a position to come out and do the Grand Tour of Switzerland. I think, from what I've seen so far, it is brilliant. What's nice for me at the moment is I'm quite early in the season, so these roads, although they're not quite mine, I haven't quite got them to myself, they're not busy by any stretch of the imagination. Not like trying to get through Zurich. It's these people on the road bikes slogging up the inclines that I admire. I love road cycling, but I think I would be absolutely rubbish here. The Lake District virtually killed me last time I was cycling there. There's a very nice Defender in Pangaea Green. I do like my Land Rovers. Grand Tour this way, don't miss the sign. So, I am at Schwalgab, and this is one of those photo opportunity signs. that they tell you about on the Grand Tour. You look through and you got the view. Grand Tour of Switzerland. Where are you heading? Where are you going today?
I don't know.
Anywhere.
I don't know.
That's the best answer.
No. I know alles this place. And too many times
Yeah.
I'm here. Kein Problem. And
Oh,
no.
Danke. Very kind. Wunderbar.
Wie alt? 33.
Brilliant.
And yours?
2017, so what's that?
2017.
7.
7. Ja. 7. 7.
Yeah. Right, my friend. Well, how nice. Chap from Czechoslovakia. Been living in Switzerland for a few years. Has no plan for today, he's just going to ride. Very kindly shared some breakfast with me. Just fantastic. I love the biking community. Would I have stood there chatting to somebody had we not had the common interest of motorcycles? And he had a very nice early Africa twin, 33 years old. And no, I probably wouldn't have done. I don't speak to people that readily, but I'm very happy to talk motorcycles and motorcycling at any given point. So that was one of the photo opportunities that's listed on the Grand Tour with those signs. So it took me up to this little bit of village. And I've entered the next kind of key point. It's not that far away on into Google Maps that's on the route. So I've picked the route up again. This has been like a little diversion, I think. And what a cracking diversion it was. All the better for meeting that chap. Didn't get his name, he didn't get mine, it didn't matter. All that mattered is those shiny things there. The love of motorcycles and motorcycling. What a day this is turning out to be. One thing that guy was showing me on his phone was the weather front that's coming in tomorrow and going to remain, I think, for the rest of the week. It looks pretty bad. All across Switzerland, France and Italy, lots of cloud and rain. So I really have to make the most of today. But I don't mind getting wet. I don't mind getting wet. As long as I'm wrapped up, I'm still going to be in a stunning, stunning place. The obligatory speed camera amongst all the beautiful buildings and valleys. Still thinking about how that guy and I just enjoyed a pastry together chatting about motorcycles. I so love the motorcycling community. I really do. It's a great uniter of people. Get together and talk the common language of motorcycle. I think it was Bob Dylan's album Bringing It Back Home, I'm probably wrong here and somebody will correct me in the comments, I don't know, which had a picture of him wearing a Triumph motorcycle t-shirt on it, and he famously was a Triumph motorcyclist and had an enforced retirement late in the 60s after a crash on his, I don't know what it was, Bonneville, whatever he used to ride. And a reporter asked him, what's the significance, Bob, of you wearing a Triumph t-shirt on the album cover artwork? And there was obviously no importance at all. He was just wearing the t-shirt. And he said, I don't know, I think everybody likes motorcycles, don't they? And which obviously isn't true. However, most people in my circle do. Right, I'd like to see a Grand Tour sign again now, because I've passed the town that I'd put in, which I can't remember. It was Ennebrunn, I think. There we go, there's another sign. I'm on the right track still. So it's quite well signposted. I still think the Wild Atlantic Way's got it going on more in terms of signposts. But it's early days yet. It's only my second day. 28 degrees. That's not what my bike says. My bike says 16.5. I think my bike's correct. Well, I just tried to get petrol and the garage here was shut. Maybe that's a Sunday thing, I don't know. I've got half a tank, probably got enough for the day, to be honest. But if I do see an open petrol station, I will stop and put some in. (2,942 feet). Okay, looks like a fuel place that takes cards and doesn't need to be manned. Therefore, I'm going to fill up. Why not? It has been absolutely stunning riding so far today. I don't know whether I'm going to have to turn this into 2 episodes because I'm doing so much filming. There's the view. Wow. A very, very wide expanse of valley surrounded by beautiful, beautiful mountains. Not entirely sure if I'm on the route at the moment. Lost Grand Tour signs, but there were signs for St. Gallen and Zurich, and I definitely don't want to take those because that's heading back the general direction from where I came. So there we go. I've seen another sign. So basically, a tip when riding this is if you don't see any signs, remember where you've generally been and avoid anything that might take you back in that direction. And then hopefully you should continue en route. To be honest though, if you get lost and you're here, does it really matter? So I don't think there's any such thing as a bad road. So a second ago I just passed a building that said University of Liechtenstein on it. Maybe I'm not in Switzerland at the moment, I don't know. It's another of those days when I get to say I don't actually know what country I'm in at the moment. I think that's quite cool. The dog's enjoying himself. Yeah, definitely Liechtenstein. Seen a few signs now. Oh, I got a car. I don't know where I'm going. Am I going up there? I think I am. No entry that way. I just don't know. I'm very confused because the road was shut ahead, it said no left turn, and yet it clearly is a road. I don't know, I have no idea. Shown two-way traffic. And then there was a sign saying no motorcycles or cars, and yet there are motorcycles and cars. I don't know. Presumably I pick up the road I was on now. Guessing I'm going to go left. Well, that's what it was all about, the roadworks there. Not seeing the Grand Tour sign. So assume straight on for the moment. Lovely place to be lost though. Lots of old Volkswagen Beetles here in Liechtenstein, and Vespers I've noticed so far. That's good, I've picked up a sign, so I'm on the right track. It's really not too bad actually. Common sense needs to prevail a little bit. Keep going straight on unless told otherwise. Don't head back to anything majorly posted in the general direction of where you've been, and it seems to be you pick up a sign sooner or later. As I say, the Wild Atlantic Way so far of these official routes I've done, and this is Wild Atlantic Way, the NC 500 and now the Grand Tour. The Wild Atlantic Way seems to be the one that's the best signposted so far. One thing I have noticed, just having piloted myself around a roundabout that I wasn't filming at the time, the signposting doesn't give you any advance warning. It just has a sign showing you the exit, and it's very easy to miss. Doesn't tell you whether to go right or left or whatever before you get to the roundabout, so you just kind of got to carefully go around the roundabout keeping your eyes peeled for a sign pointing to one of the exits. What a cracking road. Motorcycling paradise. AC Cobra, vintage Putsch, something or other. Petrol head heaven as well. Convertible Beetle, gorgeous. I've stopped in somewhere called Heidi, which I believe is where the book comes from, famous novel Heidi. I'm going to consult this because I've lost all signs of the Grand Tour. However, this establishment has literature about it up on display, so I'm on the right track still. It was great going through Liechtenstein. I'm probably going to have to make 2 episodes out of today's riding because it's only 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm only a few hours in, and I've got so much footage, it's untrue, but oh gosh, the vehicles that I'm seeing. Anyway, what I'm going to do is find out the next key thing and then put that into Google Maps just to make sure I'm on the right route, because there's a motorway choice coming up and I don't really want to be on the motorway if I can possibly help it after all those amazing roads. More bikes coming past, it's just heaven, it's heaven. So that was a good coffee stop. Being the mine of misinformation that I am, I'm not in Heididorf at all, I'm in Mainfeld, which is where the novel Heidi was written. And let's take our horse for lunch. I love it here. Right, I plan to ride for a few more hours, then find myself somewhere to get lunch. Looking at the map, I'm not getting that far down, to be honest. So whether I actually complete this tour or not, I don't know, but I'm gonna a few more hours, get some lunch, and then I may even end the video there and start a fresh one with the second half of the day, because I have so much footage of so many stunning roads. It is untrue, and how can I not when behind me there are mountains like that. Beautiful architecture, horses having lunch. It really is motorcycle paradise, it really is. Well, I'm no sooner than about 4 or 5 minutes down the road. There's no signs. One sign sent me off away from the town I was heading for, and now I'm lost. I'm lost completely, so out with the map again. Right, I'm sure you won't be able to see this holding a map up in the sunlight like this, but I was there at Mainfeld. I think I'm here now, where the motorway's trying to get me to go there. I want to come down here, obviously. There's something called Wolfgang Pass, which could be a mountain pass, I'm guessing. I'm going to enter that, and hopefully it will get me back on this road here. But I've got an awful long way to go to get around the whole of the Grand Tour in the time I have. I don't reckon I'm going to make it. I have no idea where I went wrong earlier, and I may still be wrong at the moment, I don't know. Anyway, I'm heading for Wolfgang Pass. It's saying Flul Pass as well. Maybe I've got a couple of mountain passes ahead of me, I hope so. As I keep saying though, if you're going to be lost, this is a good place to be lost. Pootling around these roads, what's not to like? This must surely be the route. It's listing passes Davos, Flul, Verena, I don't even know how to say that, and it says they're open, so I think the road has been interesting. It's going to get even more interesting. And the compass is happy. I'm heading east or southeast again now instead of north, which wasn't good. I did manage to see a Grand Tour sign randomly a moment ago as I entered the village before this one. It just said turn right. And I hadn't seen anything for probably half an hour, with no way of knowing I was on the right route. But this is stunning. I think I'm still heading for Wolfgang Pass. I was on a fairly main road, and then turning off to follow the sign has brought me off of the beaten track a bit, which I approve of. It's beautiful. I keep thinking of tomorrow when the weather is not going to be like this. It's going to be a very different prospect indeed. But you have to take the good and the bad with a motorcycle tour. It's not always going to be blue skies and white fluffy clouds. Same old problem, want to look at the views, but I need to look where I'm going. What a road this is. I will have beautifully rounded off tyres at the end of this, and then I'll go and square them off again, getting back across France. Again, nothing, oh, there, I was going to say no signs, but there, see, exiting the roundabout where you can miss it quite easily is the sign. Anyway, at least it's there. I'm on the right route. I'm racing the train. Train's winning. Well, the elevation is certainly picking up, 4,500 feet or so, and rapidly climbing. Right, according to Google Maps, Wolfgang Pass I will arrive at in 1 minute. We're at 5,270 feet now. My ears are going pop all the time. Just a month or so ago, this would have all been covered in snow. I'm sure of that. Davos of Wolfgang. I may just stop and have a look at what is next on the tour route. Some nice Harleys there. They look old, but they're not. Very nice. Both look exactly the same. Triumph Rocket 3. maybe this is the place to have a bit of lunch. But it seems I'm about to ride the Wolfgang Pass, which is going to be going that way, taking me towards the snow in the mountain tops. Fab couple of bikes. Keep getting sidetracked. Easily distracted me. But I think I've got so much footage from today's half a day's riding that it's a good place for me to end today's episode. So I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. I've had a fantastic time riding these amazing roads, and please give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one, which will be immediately after lunch. There seems to be a cafe by that Shell garage, and we'll be setting off over the mountains on the bike. See you in the next one. Bye bye.